Welcome to our third and final act. Now, as a magician, I've been known to read minds. And I'm getting a feeling that you're taking the time to learn how to build more immersive learning experiences because you have a message and a process that you want to share with the world. Yes? Well, this brings us to our final magic trick. Are you ready? Okay. So because of all of the hard work and countless hours you've been putting into your field of expertise, you have been invited to speak at an international conference in front of an audience from all over the world who are excited to hear you speak on your topic. This is big. It's an opportunity of a lifetime, and you are going to nail it. Now, you've been given a 5-minute time slot to share a powerful presentation on your topic. And the one stipulation is you have to include at least 10 slides. Your magical mission, if you choose to accept it, is to teach your topic and give your core message a voice that leaves your audience cheering for more. So, with a walla walla ding dong, which I know sounds absurd, I'll tap my wand to my hat and turn into a bird. Online education is the future of education. And I believe that the future of education belongs to the artists and entrepreneurs of our world. You see, there's a very big problem in one of the fastest growing industries on the internet. The dropout rate of students signing up for courses is somewhere between 70 and 97%. Now think about it. If colleges and universities had dropout rates like that, they would all be shutting down. Now let's just do an experiment. By show of hands, all the people in this room, how many of you have ever signed up for an online course or webinar and not completed it? That looks to be about 99% of us in the room. And my guess is the older gentleman in the front here is probably still getting the hang of email. No offense, sir. So here's the thing, folks. Humans don't consume media how we used to. Our attention spans have become so short that if a video or a website doesn't captivate and draw us in within the first 7 seconds, then we're out of there and on to the next sparkly distraction. That means long-winded, drawn-out, beat around the bush, boring PowerPoints have lost their potency since the early 1990s when they were all the rage. Most people are living in information overload. They have all of the knowledge in the world at their fingertips, and yet they turn to cute cat videos as a way to soothe their overwhelm. If we look at how people typically consume media this day and age, it's probably one of these 3 categories: entertainment, music, and video games. However, online education is still teaching in the same old archaic ways that it was a decade or 2 ago, which seems insane given all the tools and technology we now have available for less than a few $100s. You would think that we'd be developing Spielberg-worthy courses by now, but we're not. So the question is it laziness or ignorance? Well, now that you know what you do, it can only be laziness from here on forward. But don't worry, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. This secret is gonna give you the power to turn your possibly boring, 2-dimensional online courses and PowerPoints into immersive learning journeys, where your students go from being passive consumers of information to active participants in their own transformation. And most importantly, they're going to be excited to dive into the next lesson. This secret is what allowed us to take our boring e-course blueprint and turn it into a transformational, themified, great e-course adventure where we take our students on an epic quest up a mountain and help them craft the greatest e-course they can possibly imagine along the way. What I'm talking about here is a magical tool called a green screen. Right now, you are actually falling for an illusion. There is no presentation behind me, no stage below me, and there's no audience before me. I'm actually standing here before you in front of nothing more than a bright piece of green fabric in the comfort of my own home. However, with the right lighting, a fitting background, some sound effects, and a little bit of magic, we have brought you into a whole new world. Our green screen has allowed us to turn our two-car garage into a professional video production studio for less than a ticket to Disneyland. Now, with our Green Screen Magic course, you too can harness the power of the green screen to learn some new tricks that take your ho-hum e-course lessons to levels of awesomeness that even Steven Spielberg himself would say, now that's an e-course. So if you're tired of having your students drop off like flies after they get through registration, then let us teach you some green screen magic tricks that help you bring your lessons to life and help you make courses that are out of this world. Thank you.
Well, wasn't that magical? And quite convincing too, I may say so myself. And don't worry about all the different camera angles for this particular example. You'll get to choose the level of complexity that you feel comfortable achieving at this point on your path. But we'll show you how to get the extra mile if you want. And as you can see, it really does make a big difference. Now, a magician is one who learns to act quickly and think quickly. So instead of spending the next 5 weeks perfecting your speech, we're going to give you a maximum of 3 hours to write it. Then spend another hour or two putting your slides together. That's it. That's all you're allowed. More important than nailing your presentation is to learn all of the magic tricks and then apply them to your real e-courses. And so now it's time for your own big stage debut. To build on the green screen magic we've already been learning and turn yourself into the star of the show in your feature presentation. Have fun, download your Act 3 Magic Kit, and be sure to post your finished video in the community thread so we can all give you a standing ovation. Now, without further ado, the great Blair Deeney is going to show you how to recreate the scene layer by layer. So head over to the next lesson and I'll see you after the show.